See this cute little dirtbag wagging his tail? That's Micah doing long down place. Out of all the puppies that are here, he's the oldest and he is the most excitable. No! That was funny. He's the most excitable. So it's really about compulsion, making sure that the dog knows that it doesn't matter if the cat is around, he's not supposed to leave this target. Now, he's sliding off a little bit, but he's generally on the target. I'd probably reposition him at this point and make sure that he's, there you go, good boy. Make sure that his legs are totally on the target. There you go. So, there you go, good boy. And if the dog has, after he has more training, if the dog wanted to stand up and reposition himself, that would be acceptable. But right now, we want to make sure that he stays in the down position. We want to make sure he's comfortable. And we use, when I do this, it's like teaching the dog, sit with the mirror. We use the mirror. So see, I use this mirror and, you know, Micah can't see my eyes. So if he moves, I can go over there and correct him. He needs to stay on that target in the down position. And we do this with all the dogs. Here we got Brewster the rooster. He's doing long down place now. And I just want to talk about the target that we're using. Targets help the dog learn that this is a boundary, an area that they're supposed to stay in. Sometimes we use doormats. You could use anything. I don't recommend using a bed though. Make sure that the dog understands. Use something sort of more solid. These foam mats are very cheap and you can cut them to the size of the dog. This is highly effective, but make sure that the dog is compliant. If he gets up or moves off the mat, you have to catch them right at that point. So, once again, we're using the mirror. The dog's in the down position like this. Brewster, I get the dog used to me walking around. I'm putting a battery in a bark collar. I do stuff. I make sure that the dog stays compliant and stays on the target. And I make sure that the dog sort of stays straight. That's very important. If they're all cockeyed, that's not how it is. Make sure that the dog's on the target. Down. I'll circle the dog like we do with sit or down without the target. But it's very important. This dog and the cat, they love each other. They love each other. Well, they like each other a lot. So if Bucket the cat comes over to play with Brewster, no, we're doing something right now. And they pick up on this, that they're not supposed to leave that boundary. All these distractions, like the birds flying around, the pigeons were just walking around Brewster, all this stuff is extremely important for the young dog to learn impulse control. And especially a dog like this is a very excitable dog that when he sees other dogs and other animals, he gets super excited. So impulse control is extremely important. They don't learn this on their own, and you have to take time and do this. Remember, training is the lifetime of the dog. Down. It's very tempting. Down. Bucket! Get out of there. So I'm going to tell my cat to beat it. Because Brewster's trying, but, you know, his buddy is just going to screw everything up. See, this is ridiculous. So I got to tell, see, my cat's chewing on him and stuff. But Brewster stayed where he's supposed to stay, pretty much. Yes, you can train a cat, and here's Bucket doing long down place. Good boy, Buck. This isn't Micah, this is the goofball Maui. And look at Mavi's tail. Mavi's a very happy dog. Or excitable, it's a Cocker Spaniel. Look at Mavi having a good time. Mavi's supposed to be working though. So you see how Mavi is off, like just kind of doing whatever? I'm going to have to put the camera down to make sure that Mavi understands that Mavi needs to pay attention. So hang on, let me get Mavi situated. Okay, now Mavi's being much better. Now, same thing with Mavi. We're going to use the mirror. Look, there's Mavi, and I can keep an eye on Mavi, and the cat's walking around, my cat. And if Mavi, no! No! Mavi was chewing on the leash. We don't want Mavi doing that. Mavi will get distracted. So it's the same routine for Mavi. So I'll watch Mavi. I'll probably shoot for about 15 minutes, something like that. Make sure that Mavi stays on the target. Then we'll put Mavi up. and then it'll be another dog's turn. When you start doing this with the dog, just make sure that you're sending the correct message. The puppies will be excited, but just be consistent. And as you see, Mavi's starting to get what's expected. Mavi's never done down place on the mat. Mavi's done long sit, but never the mat. And you know, the mat smells different, so it takes a while for the dog to be habituated to the mat. So I'm going to walk back to my computer and check out Mavi in the mirror. So there's Mavi, and Mavi's starting to pick this up. So we have about 13 more minutes or something, and we'll make sure that Mavi stays on the mat. And the next time we do this, Mavi will be habituated to, you know, used to the smell of the mat and everything, and it will go smoother. Okay, now check out Mavi. See how Mavi's all relaxed and everything? It's just been a matter of minutes. So don't give up. If the dog's getting up and moving around, just say no. But the goal is that Mavi starts realizing that I have eyes in the back of my head. It's, no, Mavi, no, no. And if I really want to make my point, then I'll turn around, right? So Mavi can see my face. But I'm using voice, I'm using a pressure wave. No! There you go. See, this is a perfect example. I caught Mavi. So I just caught Mavi running off the placemat. Notice how I caught Mavi real quick. I put Mavi back in the down position. The cat ran by. Bucket the cat ran by and excited Mavi. Now if Mavi's chewing on the leash or anything like that, I'm going to go over and make sure that Mavi knows not to do that. Mavi, no. No! I'm sending a large pressure wave. That's what your voice is. If you want to make your point, use a pressure wave. Remember, just because it's not going smooth at first, don't give up. Be consistent with the dog, and the dog will start figuring out what you want and what is expected of the dog. Mavi's awesome. All three of these dogs are awesome.